There are stories that begin in books, and others that begin with fire in the sky. What you're about to hear is not fiction. It's not a myth. It's a true story. A story that happened not in some distant desert, but here, in France, in the northern region of Hauts-de-France, in a small town called Bauvin, on a cold February day in 1947. Yes, this happened. A meteorite crashed through a roof. A child nearly became part of cosmic history, and the sky, just for a moment, fell on France. I'm Cecile, and this is Fragments of Time, where real stories are sometimes more poetic than dreams. February 13th, 1947. In the region of Hauts-de-France, winter has settled like an old man on a wooden chair, silent, heavy, and full of stories he won't tell unless asked twice. Children walk back from school. Men clean their boots by the doorstep. The sky, as usual, remains indifferent. And then it tears. A ball of fire, green and blue, slices through the clouds like a forgotten god waking late. The people of Bauvin, Seclin, and Sainghin and Wepes look up. But don't blink. You don't blink when the universe visits uninvited. One witness said, "It was like a bomb of light. I felt it in my chest more than I saw it." And then came the sound. 3 explosions, like thunder that lost its patience. What fell wasn't rain. It was a stone. Old. Older than memory, older than France. And warm, even hours after its impact. In a quiet farmhouse on the edge of Bauvin, a boy sleeps. The kind of sleep only children know. Thick, warm, unquestioning. And through the ceiling, through the tiles and the wood and the rules of reason, falls a rock. 2.5 kilograms, traveled millions of miles. Misses the boy by less than 2 meters. It crashes through the attic and sticks in the floorboard. Still hissing, still smoking. The child wakes to a hole in the roof and a stone from the sky near his feet. Some call it luck. Others call it a cosmic shrug. But I like to think the meteorite had manners and chose not to interrupt a dream. Scientists arrive, men with spectacles and leather notebooks, peering at a hole in the ground as if it were a mouth ready to confess. They identify it as a chondrite, a type of meteorite rich in iron, formed long before Earth had an atmosphere to breathe. From Lille to Paris, across oceans to Washington and London, tiny fragments are passed around like relics of a cosmic religion. Even Vienna gets a piece, a little grey stone with galaxies still clinging to it like dust on old furniture. A fragment ends up in the British Museum, another in the Smithsonian, and yet the largest remains in Lille. on display in a glass case like a confession frozen in time. There was something beautiful about it. Not just the fall, but the fact that everyone saw it. And for a moment, in this small corner of post-war France, people looked in the same direction, upper. In 1947, the world was still wounded. Bones broken by bombs, hearts haunted by silence. The war had ended, but peace hadn't arrived yet. And then, the stars sent a gift, not to punish, not to warn, just to remind us that the universe is bigger and maybe kinder than we remember. Children in Bauvin made drawings. Old men wrote letters to the local paper. One woman swore the Meteor had her husband's handwriting on it.
The hole in the ceiling was patched, of course. Tiles replaced. Beams repaired. The world forgets quickly, but in one museum and in one boy's memory, a hole remains. A reminder that not all things fall to break. Some fall to reconnect. To say, you are small, yes, but not alone. You are part of something much older than sorrow. And in Bauvin, if you ask gently, an old farmer might still tell you, in a whisper louder than truth. The sky visited once, and it left a message in our floor.
This is not a tale imagined at a writer's desk. This happened. In Bauvin, in France. In a country rebuilding itself, the sky sent a stone. A true event recorded, studied, and still remembered in museums, in family memories, and now in your ears. Because sometimes the most extraordinary stories are those we forgot were true.